Welcome, Planeswalkers, to the Meditation Realm. I'm Caleb, your guide to these blind eternities, and in today's video we're going over one of the holiday Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth art display wheels. We're going to be looking at the Flight of the Witch King and its cards. We're doing it on this beautiful holiday mat with Santa getting robbed by a bunch of grinchy dragons. We're going to check out the cards in here and see what we get lucky with in the set boosters and check out the new cards. Got my order from Amazon here, so I'm hoping this isn't an indicator of there being any tampering. But let's get this cracking and see what we open. Let me know in the comments if you got any of these, if you opened up anything good in your set boosters. I'm curious to see if anybody's actually gotten lucky and pulled anything sweet in their set boosters. I don't think you can get any of the serialized cards in the set boosters. I believe they're only in collectors, but I wasn't sure about some of the other special cards. It is nice to be able to see the full scene. To be honest, I think this is the best way to view it, is the back of the wheel itself. Unfortunately, when you look at the art easel itself with all the cards put in, the easel itself kind of cuts out some of the art. To give you an example, I have one from the last one, or the first one we did here, with the Gandalf. And you can see the art put together, but you can also see here where you've got the parts to hold the art cards in, so it kind of interferes with the art a little bit, versus when you see it here, there is no interference. You just get to see the beauty that is the art scene, and get to enjoy it. So, enjoy it. We're going to look at the cards and enjoy the beautiful cards, and see what we get lucky with in those set boosters. Looks fine as far as there being no tampering. Cards aren't out of the box. Everything looks good here. Get our set boosters out and check out our cards. Comes with 3 set boosters, the art card pack, and then the regular card pack. So it looks like we got everything here. Perfect. And we got 6 art cards, which we'll go ahead and open up. Again, there are definitely some more art scenes that you can combine in the regular set as well. Definitely worth looking into. So we got our first 6 art cards there. I'm going to go ahead and not put it onto the wheel for you, because again, it just doesn't look as good as just looking at the back of it. We'll check out the cards, and then we'll go on to our set booster packs. It's very interesting how expensive a lot of cards from Lord of the Rings are still, despite there being a new set release. The special versions of the One Ring are obviously very expensive. No, they're not on like the 1-of-1 ratio, but still some very expensive alternate versions, especially the serialized ones. So our first card we're looking at here is Call Forth the Tempest. Sorcery for 5 and 3 red with Cascade. It deals damage to each creature your opponents control equal to the total mana value of other spells you've cast this turn. So you cast it for 8 mana, it cascades twice, so you could potentially hit, like, at best 2 7-drops. More likely, I think it's probably going to deal somewhere between, like, 7 and 10 damage. But if you can manage that amount, that's still not bad, especially because it's one-sided, but I don't know about actually playing this. Maybe in, like, a Cascade Matters deck. The art on it's kind of, I don't know, like the art is good looking, but it kind of seems like the foiling's almost washed out and gray. Like, it almost reminds me of not Strixhaven, but Innistrad, and how the art looked dark on some of those cards. We got Nazgul Battle Mace for our next card here. Again, looks very dark in the background here. So we got a 5-drop equipment. Equipped creature has Menace, Death Touch, Annihilator 1, and whenever an opponent sacrifices a non-token permanent, put that card onto the battlefield under your control unless that player pays 3 life with Equip 3. I mean, very strong equipment. We don't see Annihilator very often because it's generally a brutal mechanic associated with Eldrazi, but this will definitely see some commander play. We have the Witch King, the Sky Scourge, another Wraith to play with. He's a 5/5 for 7, Wraith Noble with Flying. Whenever you attack with 1 or more Wraiths, exile the top X cards of your library, where X is their total power. You may play those cards this turn, and he has Undying. So, well, at least he's easy to come back and play cards. So, card advantage in black-red, cares about Wraiths. I don't know if he's better than playing the blue-black Wraith, but definitely another version of Wraith to play around. We have Mordor on the March, a 5-drop sorcery for 3 a black and a red. This one looks a little better, but still, that storm makes it look kind of grayed out. Sorcery, exile a creature card from your graveyard, create a token that's a copy of it. It gains haste until end of turn, exile it at the beginning of the next end step, and this has Storm. So one of those Storm Matters decks, you can Storm Dragon deck, reanimate a bunch of dragons from your graveyard, give them all haste, and bam, kill somebody. This might find some place somewhere, definitely a niche card. And then we have the Fell Beast of Mordor, a 3/3 Drake Beast for 2 and 2 black. It has flying, devour 1, and when it enters the battlefield or attacks, target opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of 1/1 counters on it. I mean, this might matter in like a 1/1 Matters deck, because it comes in, you can eat a creature, it gets a 1/1 counter. I mean, you could eat multiple creatures. So, let's say you devour 3, sacrifice 3 creatures, it'll come in, deal 3 damage, you gain 3 life. Or target opponent loses X life and you gain X life, so you don't really deal the damage. But still, meh, kind of a niche, another niche card, but still playable. And then our last card here is Minas Morgul, the Dark Fortress, a legendary land. It enters the battlefield taps. It taps to add a black, and you can play 3 and a black to tap it, put a shadow counter on target creature. For as long as that creature has a shadow counter on it, it's a Wraith in addition to its other types. Well, that's actually pretty strong. Definitely for the Wraith-themed decks, but just the fact that it's a land that adds an extra effect. But then again, that shadow counter is only really relevant to Wraith Matters decks. Interesting. Definitely another powerful card for those decks, and they're definitely powerful with the Nazgul. They become popular. It's real easy to scale out with the ring cards, being tempted and just blowing people out with the one ring. We have a signed art card by the artist being Mr. Magni here. Who is that? God, I forget her name. Goldberry, River Daughter. That's the art of. I think she goes with those Saga cards. She's another good playable. Alright. Go through our commons and uncommons here real quick. Again, if we're not hitting one of the Nazgul, you're not actually hitting anything for value with these. And then, alright, we got an Oliphant. First rare, we got a Samwise Gamgee in his ring art. Definitely a stronger card for the Token Matters decks. We've got another rare here, a land of the Shire. I think all the lands are playable for Commander. They definitely have homes. And many partings in its beautiful art from the pre-release, if I recall. These are the pre-release kit versions. Okay card if your deck cares about food tokens. It does search for a land, but there's definitely some other better cards to play. Alright, pack number 1, only okay. We're going to go on to pack number 2. Woohoo! See if we can get some other goodies here. Definitely some... Ooh, we got a second signed art card. Is this one of the Nazgul? The Witch King? Yeah, the other Witch King of Angmar. Nice. I like that. Again, the art style on so many of these cards are just beautiful. Even if, not all of these cards are going to maintain much value because of the second release. Some rares, some mythics are holding up value, especially certain art versions, but you can find a cheap version of just about every card. So we got Lotho, the Corrupt Sheriff. This is a card that was cheap to begin with, went up a little bit. The market's been kind of speculatory on it, so curious to see where this will land here in another couple months. Definitely see some Commander play. And then we got a foil uncommon Ring Sight, another card that's pretty good for Commander. The fact that you can tutor your deck for champs your hand, the ring tempts you, you get to tutor. Strong for those Ring Matters decks. And a 3-mana tutor, that's playable. Alright. Only one rare in that one. Let's see if we can get lucky here in pack 3 and get ourselves a sweet mythic. Alright, no signed art card on this one. We get a foil basic land. Bunch of commons and uncommons. We're going to go ahead and cut through real quick. Alright, legendary uncommon. Alright, our rare here is Born Upon a Wind. And then we got a foil common. We got that Oliphant. I know some of these cycling cards were going up because they fit into the Living Death decks that just able to cheat stuff out. And then we got a Crush the Weak list card. Uncommon. Unfortunately, not worth anything. Again, I'm kind of 50-50 on list cards having uncommons. If they're not value, I don't think they should be involved unless it's really got a theme. Thank you for joining me, Planeswalkers. I'm always happy to have you here. Like, share, and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you here on the next video.